Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 50 of the Walk with Ethan Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Ethan Black. Today, we're going to talk about the shows from Friday, July 7th through today, Sunday, July 9th. So, just a heads up, Proceed Treasure has a second show. Tonight is the second night of I do apologize if I butchers from the Casadilla Cup tournament, where they have the color falls and falls. And also that night, tonight show I'll talk about on Fridays, but we'll also talk about the show they had last night. But let's just get right into it. So we will kick it off with the Friday, July 7th shows. We will start with Dragon Gate. They had their King of Gate tournament, 32 men in their tournament, and each I had like 2 to 3 first rounds. But so opening match, we had a 6-man tag match. We had C Practice, Open Appearance champion Ishin, Kai, and Hayo defeating Natural Fighters Jason Lee, Jack Funke, Kame, and UT via zero kick on UT, 8 minutes and 34 seconds. In tag team match, we had Jinky Horiguchi and Takashi Yoshida defeating Nagano and Daiki Yanaguchi via release parallel on Yanaguchi, 6 minutes and 53 seconds. So in the first round of the 2023 King of Gate tournament, Kazushi defeat Ita via inside cradle, 9 minutes and 10 seconds. Another first round match, Punch Tamanaga defeat BB Hulk via punch clutch, 2 minutes and 24 seconds. 6-man tag team match with the Dragons, Ultimo and Dragon Kid team of Don Fuji, defeat M3K's Open the Twin Gate champions Shimushi Mushuki, Yusushi Tana, and Musuki Jr., 10 minutes and 25 seconds. 8-man tag team match with D Courage, Yuki Yoshioka, Dragon Dia, and Dragon Dia team of Yamato and Keiichi defeating Gold Classes, Open the Triangle Gate champions Kota Minoru, Meteor, and Yunori Kadoi, who was also with Ben K via DTDDT on Meteor, 10 minutes and 7 seconds. Another first round match, we had Big Boss Mushu defeating Shun Skywalker via shot put slam, 13 minutes and 43 seconds. In the main non-title first round match, we had Open the Drink Gym Mituki Yuka defeat Metsuki Mushuki via roll in 10 minutes and 34 seconds. So we were supposed to have Open the 20 Gate champion Mushuki versus Diamante, but Diamante lost at Kobe Pro in that mass steel cage match. So he's going by his real name, Luis. And Luis is actually withdrew for the tournament, so Shimushu advances to the second round. Well, he'll meet the winner of the Benkei Kai match, which I'll talk about on when we get to the Sunday portion of the show. And by the way, Midoki Kyuta, he will meet the winner of the Problem Dragon Takashi Yoshida match. Kazi will meet the winner of the UT Hayo match. And Big Boss Mushu will meet the winner of the Yushishi Kano Strong Machine J match there. So that was Dragon Gate. And then we go DDT Tanabata special. So we kick it off with tag match with Toru Owashi and Kazuma Sumi defeat Paramount's Yuki Ino and Daisuke Dino via Kamigoe on Dino, 9 minutes and 38 seconds. Tag match with Disastrous Box, Extreme Champion Kazuchika Hara and Harishima defeat Burning Jun, Akiyama, and Yusei Okada via Samoto on Okada, 8 minutes and 15 seconds. 6-person tag team match with Eruption Yuki Sakaguchi, Saki Akai, and Hideki Okitani defeating 6-man tag team James Harmo, Katsushika Hayaguchi and Yuki Ishida team up with Illusion via running elbow on Illusion, 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Tag team match we had Taka Michinoku and Kennedy defeat Burning's Universal Champions Endo and Yua Koryoku via submission by submission via ground Corba twist on Koryoku, 11 minutes and 12 seconds. Yuki Ino defeat Nick Wayne via WR, 14 minutes and 29 seconds. One half of the KOD Tag Team Champions Daisuke Sasaki defeating Koa Kojima by submission via crossface, 10 minutes and 26 seconds. In the main event tag team match with Omega, KOD Openweight Champion Yuji Ino and over 40 champion Mahoko Oyoshi defeating CDK, that is 2023 King of DDT winner Chris Brooks and Masahiro Takanashi by submission via King Kong Sleeper on Chris Brooks, 10 minutes and 43 seconds. So that was DDT. And then we're going to Big Japan Pro Wrestling's Lake Kachara Wrestling Festival. We kick it off with Katsuki Hashimoto defeating Kariko Hashino via Death Valley Bomb, 8 minutes and 52 seconds. Tag team match with Brahman Brothers Shu and Kai defeating Yuji Taniguchi and Misaki Morihiro, 9 minutes and 50 seconds. Shigeru Iri defeating Kota Seki Fuda via Beast Bomber, 8 minutes and 48 seconds. Tag team match with Daiji Hashimoto and so Denji Manji defeating Big Japan's tag team champion Takara Nomura and Toshio Kashimasa Yoshida by submission via STF on Yoshida, 13 minutes and 45 seconds. Tag team match with the World Strong Heavyweight Champion Yu Oyaki to Tasaki Sakimoto, defeating Yasashifumi Nakanoe and Hiroki Suzuki via Bloomstorm on Suzuki, 15 minutes and 33 seconds. In the main event and a non-title death match, the deathmatch heavyweight champion Abdullah Kabashi, Raiju Ito, and Yoki Yamamoto defeated the Yokohama Shopping Street six-man tag team champions Yuki Ishikawa, Hayayoshi Kamatani, and Kasumi Yuta via small package on Yuta, 13 and a half minutes. So it's Big Japan Pro Wrestling. And we go to NXT level. We have Fallon Henley defeating Tane Baxley. 5 minutes 53 seconds, and Scripps defeating Kale Dixon 4 minutes and 50 seconds in the main event. And then we'll go to SmackDown, where we're kicking off with a video recap of the match between the Usos and Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. And then the Usos make one in the ring. Jey Uso says the Usos are now in New York before Jimmy Uso. It feels good. He says people said to him that Roman Reigns couldn't be beat, and Jey says that's exactly what happened on Saturday. Then we hear Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa appear on the ring, and Paul Heyman introduces himself. He says he'll serve as if for Roman Reigns in the Usos, tell him to pipe down. Heyman says the Usos don't get tell him what to stop talking because only one man can do that. Solo puts his hand over Heyman's microphone and cuts him off. He grabs it, Elvis hands and tosses it onto the floor before staring at the Usos. Then we hear the music of the Undisputed Universal Champ Roman Reigns come. He makes his way over, but cuts it halfway down the break. We come back from break. Roman tells Madison Square Garden to acknowledge him. He says, well, he got pinned on Saturday. The last time he checked, he was still the tribal chief. He says neither of the Usos can call themselves that, and says he's having trouble understanding why he's here tonight. He says tribal court isn't official unless he calls for it, and asks the Usos, who has the authority, to come on and pull him in trial. Jey says himself and Jimmy won't be manipulated like always, then throw to an exhibit A video of Roman yelling and mistreating the Usos and Paul Heyman for their perceived wrongdoings on a number of occasions. So Roman defends us the person interviews not who he is. He says he was forced to be that way and denies he won't do any of that. He tells the Usos and Solo he did it for them, then says he didn't need the bloodline. He says he put himself in situations first because it says the Usos complain for which I was forced moments to embarrass him. He says he had enough responsibility as is, and says he didn't need the responsibility of caring for Jimmy and Jay's families. He said he doesn't wait or need the responsibility of Tribal Chief anymore, says he's done. Then he tells Jay the Undisputed Universal is his if he wants it, takes off his lead and plays around Jay's neck. He rips it off. He rips on top across the waist and tosses it. It gets on his knees for Jay, begins crying. Then he low blows him, which led to Jimmy beating him down. So Solo tosses Jimmy off Roman and hits him out with a small spike. He picks up the lead and looks to hand it over to Roman. Well, first he was going to put it, but Roman's going to give back, so that's what he did. So Jay jumps Roman for he can, but Solo catches up with a spinning Solo. Roman takes out Jimmy with a Superman punch. Usos get dumped to the outside. Solo clears the announce table as Roman beats down Jimmy. Jay tries to help his brother, but Solo takes him out and ties him up in the ropes for him to watch what happened to Jimmy. Roman tells Jay he'll never be Tribal Chief, and then picks up the Undisputed Universal title, nails Jimmy with it, and repeatedly hits him with it. And tries to hit him with it as well. He clocks Jimmy in the face with him twice and then holds up the one symbol. Jay breaks free, attacks Roman, but Solo takes him out with Small Spike and then tosses him over the announce table. Roman tells Solo to fish the Usos, and Solo drape Jimmy on top of it. Officials try to get some order as Solo stands on top of the barricade and then hits Jimmy with a frog splash, put him through the announce table, and then that leaves the Bloodline standing. Also, really great way to kick off this week's SmackDown. I actually really enjoyed this. Is best thing going to WWE right now. I'm really enjoying this Bloodline storyline. But this won't be the first time we see them during the show. Then we come back from break. We see Jimmy is getting low in the ambulance with Jay going in there with them. Then we go to our opening match for the United States title. Austin Theory defends Sheamus. Sheamus waits sometimes. He sends Theory crashing into the corner and it gets him up on the shoulders, but Theory escapes. Sheamus lands a Irish Curse backbreaker, dumps him in the ring, and takes him down. So we go to commercial break. We come back from break. Theory tries to go for the 10 beats of the Pauldron, but Sheamus catches with his arm and hits a flying short tackle for the ropes for climbing to the top rope, hits a knee for a 2 count. Theory lands a stomp, climbs to the top, but Sheamus catches him with an uppercut, meets him up there, but Theory escapes and gets Sheamus on his shoulders where he plants with a modified sit-out powerbomb as we go to a second commercial break. After the second break, Sheamus sets up for the count to cross, but Theory gets out of it. So Sheamus catches him with a powerbomb and locks in a cloverleaf, but we see Pretty Daly runs down, forcing Sheamus to let go of the submission hold. So he hits Wilson with the 10 beats of Bodrum. I'm sorry, he takes out Wilson and then hits El Prince with the 10 beats of Bodrum. There he looks, takes advantage, trying to go for a town down. Sheamus escapes, hits the knee. Then we see Braun, Brutes, Butch, and Rich Holland run down, and they take up Pride Daily for a moment. They try to take care of Theory, but Wilson hops on the apron, distracts Sheamus, and this allows Theory to roll him up to score the victory at 12 minutes and 33 seconds. I actually really enjoyed this match. I just went 7 out of 10. And after the break, Grayson Waller's in the ring. And for another edition of the Grayson Waller effect, and then introduces Edge, so he makes his way down to the ring. Waller as Edge shares big announcement with the World Edge. That's what he's referring to. He says his 25th anniversary in WWE. So Grayson pushed him to make an announcement, and Edge is confused. So he asks him why he makes return to WWE. Is this because of the fans? This is he goes back with New York City. He remembers the match at Madison Square Garden, like top of the debut pay-per-view match he was at SummerSlam 98 in that mixed tag match when he tag with Jacqueline to defeat Mark Merrill and Sable. Then he was talking about how on the cameras how where green shirt guy was, they used to have the ramp there, but Madison Square Garden got renovated, I believe, a couple years ago. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. If I'm not trying to leave information, but whatever. So they don't do that anymore. He says New York City's always welcome with open arms. He says he's a hard worker and a big dreamer like the people in the city. Then Grace says Edge big now he's retiring. He demands MSG to get on their feet and bow down to him. Edge just someone sees something in Waller, but he hasn't had a match on the main roster. Tells us it's time to sink or swim. He isn't a return. In fact, he got himself with a match with Waller for later in the show. I'm actually surprised this was actually going to be on SmackDown. I actually thought they were setting up for SummerSlam. I see reports that this was the SummerSlam match, but they did on SmackDown, but I ain't complaining. Then Michael announced that Jimmy Uso's been it's currently being evaluated at the local medical facility. Doing our second match of the show. By the way, we only had 3 matches on the show. AJ Styles goes with Karrion Kross. Kross catches Styles with a clothesline, falls with a series of right hands. Try to go for the cross jacket, but Styles blocks it with a jawbreaker, Pele kick, form. Then he tries to go for a final form. Scarlett tries to pull him up there, but Meechin nails over the boot, sends her into the barricade as Kross tries to take advantage. He gets AJ on his shoulders, but AJ escapes and then hits the final form for the super quick win at a minute 46. Honestly, I give this one 2 out of 10. I wish this was a little longer, but I see reports, I guess the Bloodline segment went way past their timing. I guess they were supposed to get 25. They went almost 40. Not complaining that it went by quick for 40 minutes, but yeah, I mean, it's just disappointing. And then we see the Women's Champion. Asuka makes her way down the ring. She says no one's ready for her, but before she continued, Bianca Belair's music hits and she bolts down the ring and starts attacking Asuka. Then we hear the music of Charlotte Flair. She runs her and she sends Bianca spine first in the ring apron, but Asuka catches the baseball dropkick. Then we see Damage Control, Miss Money in the Bank, Io Sky, and Bayley. They attack Asuka, and Io hits Asuka with the Money in the Bank briefcase, hits the over the moonsault, and then she told Bayley to cash in for, but before it got officially announced, Bianca Belair pulls out of the ring, and then Flair lays out Io with a big boot to close that segment. And then we go to the main event match of the show. Edge goes over Grayson Waller. Masters with a lockup. Edge hits a pair of short tackles in the gutbuster dedicated to Waller's midsection. Planks him on the mat, falls out with a fallaway slam, tries to go for a spear. But Waller catches him with a knee and dumps the other range. We go to break. After the break, Waller hits a DDT off the middle rope and then fires off several knees on his head, but Edge comes back with two right hands to the midsection head. Waller does another knee to Edge's midsection, hits a double axe handle, climbs to the middle rope. Edge trips him, sits him on the top rope, joins him on the middle rope. He ranks some right hands for Waller, sends him face first into the mat. Waller let's try to go flying off the second rope, but Edge gets his knees up in time and hits a boot. Then connects with a flapjack, followed by a powerbomb to Waller on the outside. That was a crazy bump. Then he sends him back in the ring, goes to the top and hits a splash. Waller hits a jumping on Prettier, which that was actually pretty cool. And then got a 2 count off that, and then goes to kicks in the midsection. He gets Waller's on the shoulder. Sorry, Waller gets Edge on the shoulders and looks playing, but Edge escapes it to elevate DDT. Tries to go for a spear, but Waller sends him crashing into the ring, but slides out of the ring. Tries to go for that rolling stunner. Basically, you haven't seen him in NXT, so his finishers are wrong. He goes to the outside, rolls inside, and then hits the stunner. But Edge was waiting for him as he nails him with the spear for the victory at 14 minutes and 29 seconds. I actually really enjoyed this match. This one 7 out of 10. I thought Waller did a good job here in this first official main roster match. I know he had a broken femur. That's why he has been wrestling since, I believe, April. But Edge grabs a microphone and tells Waller he swam. And then we go backstage to the Braun and Roman Reigns dressing room. Paul Heyman and Finn Shea, so he's back at Madison Square Garden is looking for him. Roman tells Heyman that Jay won't have to wait long because he's waiting for him in the ring. Then after the break, Roman Reigns pulling Soul's car away in the ring. He tells MSG and all of New York to acknowledge him before he continued the Usos music hits. Jay hates out in the ring for that crowd. Sikoa looks to attack Jay, but Jay beats him to it and sends him face first in the ring post. He stares down Roman, grabs a chair, and cracks it across the spine of Roman. He looks to do it again, but Soul grabs a chair I was saying, so Jay hits a super kick as Roman slides out of the ring. They repeatedly hit Soul with chairs. He grabs the Undisputed Universal title, and the microphone says Roman took Jimmy from him. He says Roman is looking at the judge, jury, and executioner of his trial in tribal court, and says now it's trial by combat. Then he challenges him to a one-on-one match and tells Reigns to accept his challenge. So I imagine we're getting that match at SummerSlam, but that was the way to close out this week's SmackDown. Overall, it was okay. Honestly, I would just check out the Bloodline stuff and then the U.S. title and Edge of Wall. I would just skip the AJ Karen Cross match, honestly. But yeah, overall, I'd give this one 6 out of 10. And then now we'll go to, so that was SmackDown, so now we'll go to AEW's Rampage. So we can go with trios action, a rematch from Dynamite last week. Bucks, Amy Page, and the Young Bucks, Matt Nick Jackson, who gets Evil Uno, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds, the Dark Order. Nick Jackson hits the short towel to John Silver for Alex Reynolds fires by one of his own. Then he clocks Heyman Page on the apron. Page takes it, and Reynolds delivers a boot to a midsection. He looks for a right hand, but Reynolds slides out of the ring. Matt Jackson hits a kick off the apron, tags in Page. Hits a moonsault off the rope, so Reynolds on the outside hands him over to Matt in the ring, but Reynolds comes back with a back elbow before Matt series a suplexes to him. Silver looks to help Reynolds, but Matt catches both of them with a double suplex. Page tags and hits a buckle bomb to Reynolds as the Young Bucks hit cemetery kicks. Nick tags it and sends Reynolds crashing in the top turnbuckle face first, tags in his brother Matt. Evil Uno tags and fires off kicks on Matt's midsection in the corner. Silver tags it and whips Matt into the corner, looks to tag it, but Reynolds and Uno pull Page and Nick off the apron as we go to a commercial break. When we come back for break, Matt hits a crossbody to Silver and Uno on the outside and slides back in the ring, looks for a tag, but Reynolds prevents him from doing that. Matt fights him off and tags in Page. Reynolds hits a boot to Page's face and then takes out an interfering Silver before laying a close on the rails of the middle rope. Goes for a cover, but Reynolds kicks out. Dark Order triple teams on Page for the Elite does seem to Evil Uno. Page hits a staying shooting star press to Uno. Matt takes out Reynolds with a code red. Hangman tags in and hits a rebound lariat before Matt hits an elbow drop off the top rope for a 2 count. Reynolds sends Matt crashing in the neck, and then Alex Reynolds Johnson do the stunner German suplex jackknife combination pin, but Matt blocks it, or tries to go for it, sorry. So Young Bucks hit the Meltzer Dresser on Reynolds. He goes for the cover, but Uno broke up at the last second. Heyman and Evil Uno tag in. They go back for a right hand for Page connects with a clothesline. He tries to go for the buckshot lariat on Uno, but Uno pulls the referee between him and Page. Canellis get a catcher, tries to get up for a foul, but the referee catches him. While he's distracted, Evil Uno hits a low blow. Claudio Castagnoli appears out of nowhere, catches Page with an uppercut and then Page pin. Uno pins Page. Say that 5 times fast for the victory at 12 minutes and 54 seconds. Honestly, I like this match way better than their Dynamite match. I just went 7 out of 10. Then we were our second match of the show, and first of 2 quarterfinal matches of the AEW World Tag Team Title and Contenders Tournament. Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara of Jericho Appreciation Society goes against Matt Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. The winners of this match will meet international champion Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin on on Dynamite this Wednesday. So match starts with Garcia doing his signature chants, and Matt Hardy does his delete symbol, and then they go back and forth with that until they finally lock up. Garcia fires a right hand on Hardy's midsection. Hardy comes up with a back elbow, and it sends Garcia into the ropes. Jeff Jarrett takes and looks for a double back over Hardy, but Garcia avoids it and takes in Guevara. Jarrett hits a kick to the midsection, lands an arm drag. Guevara fires back with a drug and sends Jarrett crashing to the outside, then goes flying. Jarrett ducks out of the way, and Guevara is sent crashing into Jay Lethal as we go to commercial break. We come back from break. Hardy and Garcia tag in. Hardy fires off hip butts and a pair of elbows, and it hits the 3 faces of deletion into each turnbuckle. Garcia makes a comeback with a back elbow. Hardy hits a splash mound and sets up for the twist of fate, but Garcia avoids it. Guevara takes it and Lethal slides Jeff Jarrett's guitar to Matt Hardy, but Hardy gives it back to them. They begin arguing. This lets Garcia to tag in, and Guevara hits Hardy with the GTH for this victory. at 7 minutes and 38 seconds. Honestly, I didn't like this match at all. I just won 3 out of 10. So JDS will face Cassie and Darby on this Wednesday on Dynamite in the semifinals. And then after the match, Jarrett Lethal, Sonny J, and Zedam Zing surround Hardy in the ring. Then they start beating him down for brothers say, I say Cassie make the save. But Satnam takes him out with a chokeslam before Ethan Page runs in to help both men. He tries to go for Ego's Edge on Jay Lethal, but Lethal evades the move with some help from Satnam saying the close of that segment. Then we go to our third match of the show. Hikaru Shida goes over Maria Shavir. Both ladies lock up and get smashed started. Then Shida fires up forearms and a draw kick before Shavir trips Shida and fires up kicks and delivers a hip toss. Gets Shida up on her shoulders, and then she plants her, goes for a 2 count. Goes for a pin, but only got 2 count. There we go. I got my words twisted there. Shida lands a forearm, but Shavir comes by one of her own. She rings her right hands and throws a knee to her head, climbs to the top rope, looks to go flying, but Shavir ducks out of the way and locks in an ankle lock. Shida quickly escapes and nails a Falcon Arrow, then follows with a Katana for the victory at 3 minutes and 31 seconds. I just want 3 out of 10 as well. It was fine for what it was, but I mean, yeah, 3 out of 10. Then we go backstage. We see Renee Paquette is with the TBS champion Chris Statlander, and she informs the women's division she's waiting to face anyone, anytime, in any place for her title. And then we go to our final quarterfinal match of the number 1 contenders tournament for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Brian Cage and Big Bill goes get Trent Brown and Matt Sydal. The winners will face AEW World Champ MJF and Adam Cole Wednesday on Dynamite in the semifinals. It's basically, or blind, whatever you want to call this. It's anyway, they're getting a tag team title match, so that's why I keep calling it that. Brian Cage shoves Matt Sydal, and then Sydal looks to catch him with a kick, but Cage tosses him in the corner. But Sydal managed to roll him up for a 2 count. Then Cage is a short tackle. Trent Beretta and Big Bill tag in. Beretta hits a series of chops, but Bill comes back with a right hand to the midsection. Beretta low bridges Bill out the ring, looks for a tape by Suicida, but Bill catches him and chokeslams him on the apron and sends him in the ring post spine first, and then hits a fallaway slam as we go to pitcher in pitcher. When we come back from the pitcher in pitcher, Sydal takes and fires up kicks on Cage. Sydal responds with a reverse Canadian Shore for the action spills to the outside as Cage dumps Sydal into the crowd. Beretta catches Cage with a spear, and Sydal pounces Bill to take him down. Beretta and Sydal tosses Bill and Cage back in the ring. Looks to go fly, but both of them catch each other and then try to go for a double pin. But both Beretta and Sydal kicks up before Beretta hits Bill with a half Nelson suplex. Sydal hits Cage in the jaw with a knee, then climbs the top, looks for Meteora. Cage catches him, hits a buckle bomb, and then sits him on the turnbuckle, tries to charge him up there. Beretta ascends to the ropes and hits a suplex, then plays with a pile driver. Sydal hits double knees for a 2 count. Bill gets in the ring, tries to go for a double chokeslam on Beretta and Sydal, but they take him out with a double super kick, but Bill nails both of them with a double clothesline. He tries to hit Beretta with another chokeslam before hitting a lariat powerbomb combination with Cage to Sydal to get the win at 12 minutes and 24 seconds. This was actually a fun little main event. I just won 6 out of 10. So they will meet MJF and Adam Cole this Wednesday on Dynamite in the semifinals. But overall, Rampage, honestly, I wouldn't go higher than 4 out of 10 for overall score. Honestly, I would just check out the opening match, the trios match between Doug Orr and the Elite, and the final quarterfinal, the main event, the Cage Bill Sydal Beretta match. That's the only 2 I recommend checking out. But that was AEW Rampage. And then we will go to the Saturday, July 8th show. So we'll kick it off with DDT and Chihiro Castle. So we had tag team match Damnation TAs, KOD tag champ Sasaki and Canyon defeating Hideki Okatani and Kashima Sumi by submission via crucifixion Cobra Twist Sumi, 10 minutes and 45 seconds. 6-man tag team match with Extreme Champ Katsuyuki Hara and Paramounts defeating Thursday Kama Yuki Uno and Toy Kojima, who's him with Gorgeous Masano via pinfall on Kojima. In the main event, another 6-man tag match. This time is Burning's Universal Champ Tetsuya Endo, Yusuke Okada, and Yoa Koryoku defeating Harashima, Yuki Sakaguchi, and Tony Honda via Burning Star Press on Honda, 17 minutes and 7 seconds. So it's DDT. And then we'll go to Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling's Somerset Princess. So, opening match, we had tag team match, we had Daisy Monkeys, Suzume Endo defeat Moka, Yamato, and Jura Nagato via Camel Clutch and Nagato, 11 minutes and 43 seconds. 8-woman tag team match with Maharu Kirikou, Harina Nico, Himawari, and Shino Suzuki defeating Kaya, Toribami, Toga, Haru Kashisawa, and Rina Okaboy by submission via half Boston Crab, 11 minutes and 7 seconds. Tag team match with Ryu Mitsunui and Nayo Katayuta defeat Yuki Kamafuku and Asuka via Shin Kai, 10 minutes and 11 seconds. For the Divine Women's title, first fixing the champion to be Hikari Noah via Brainbuster to retain the title at 9 minutes and 42 seconds. In a triple threat tag team match, we had Shoho Nakajima and Hyper Misao to beat Aja Khan and Roku and Maxine Taylor and Palm Harajuku via Diamond Senton, 9 minutes and 32 seconds. Then we had AEW's Nana Rose to beat Mayu Watanabe via Beast Bomb, 8 minutes and 1 second. For the Eve title in a Spirit of Eve rules match, the champion Mayu Yamashita, the champion retains over Sawyer Wreck, 11 minutes and 51 seconds via Skull Kick. Tag team match with Saki Ashima and May San Miguel defeating Yuki Ari and Munyaka Yuhira via Academy Award, 12 minutes and 24 seconds. For the International Princess title, the champion Rika Tatsuzumi retains over Yuki Ino via Missile Whip, 15 minutes and 11 seconds. And the main event for the Princess of Princess title, the champion Mitsuki defeat Mikey Ito via QT Special, 24 minutes and 29 seconds. So that was Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Excuse me. And then we'll go to Dragon Gate Biden 02. So we came over to tag team match with Yamato and Misaki Mochizuki, defeat Minoru Sawa and Firumi Abe via Frankenstein of the Almighty, 7 minutes and 39 seconds. 6-man tag team match with Hikari Sato, Takafumi Ito, and Ryo Kawamura defeating Gold Classes, Open a Triangle Gate champion Meteor and Benkei, and Punch Tamanaga via TK on Tamanaga, 12 minutes and 2 seconds. For the Owari title, Kurogu defeating the champion Koguma Ishikawa, 7 minutes and 13 seconds. 6-man tag team match with Big Boss Musuki Jr. and Daiki Yaniguchi defeating Pro Wrestling Noah's Masaki Mia, Daiji Osawa, and Kai Fujimura via Big Body Press on Osawa, 13 minutes and 13 seconds. Tag team match with D Courage, Open to Drake Jim Madoka Kitayuta and Yuki Yoshioka defeat Tora Nohashi Musashi via Rolling Lariat, 14 and a half minutes. And the main event for the Open to Twin Gate titles, M3Ks, Smucha Musuki and Yoshichi Kondo stick around. Another first round match, this time is Shuji Kondo defeating Jiki Horiguchi via King Kong Lariat, 7 minutes and 39 seconds. So Shuji Kondo will meet the winner of the Ishin Meteora match. Yes, each time I talk about the first round, I talk about who they're meeting in the second round. 6-man tag team match, Gold Classes, Open the Triangle champion Kota Minoura, BB Hulk, and Benkei defeating Ultimate Dragon, Big Boss Mushi, and Koguma Ishikawa via counter La Mastergo on Ishikawa, 12 minutes and 17 seconds. 6-man tag team match with D Courage, Team Yamato defeating Open the 20K champions M3K and Punch Tamanaga via Flashbang on Tamanaga, 13 minutes and 45 seconds. And the main event, the final first round match of the show, Dragon Dia defeating Jason Lee via Flying Forward Roll, 11 minutes and 33 seconds. So Dragon Dia will meet the winner of the Yamato Don Fuji match, which I'll talk about when we get to the Sunday portion of the show. But that was the second night of of King of Gate. And then we go to Stardom. They were in Fuji for this show. So we kick it off with Mo Watanabe defeating Hanago by submission being Guillotine Chicken Wing, 6 minutes and 8 seconds. Tag team match with Stars Koguma and Zai Ida defeating Mayu Amasaki and Aya Sakura via Boston Crab, 8 minutes and 22 seconds. 6-woman tag team match with God's Eyes, Wonder Star Champion Marai, High Speed Champion Saki Kajima, and Emi Sori defeating New Blood Tag Team Starlight Kid, Natsuhiko Tora, and Ruka of Oitai defeating Mayor Shock of Ruka, 11 minutes and 29 seconds. Non-title match with the Artist Star Champions, the Barbie Bar Bombers, Julia Tekla May Sakura defeating Queen Quest's Asumi, Lady C inside Kamatani via Diamond Elbow Drop, 10 minutes and 20 seconds. 6-woman tag team match with Cosmic Angels, World Star James Tam Nakano, Natsupoi and Yuna Misamori defeating IWGP Women's Champion Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, and Heaton of Stars via Fair Real Gift on Heaton, 13 minutes and 34 seconds. In the main event, 6-woman tag team match with Maika, Suzuki, and May Sarah defeating Club Phoenix's Gus, Star champions Mirai May and Miya Shirakawa, who was along with Waka Tsuyama by submission via modified Dragon Sleeper at 16.5 minutes. So that was Stardom. Ooh, pardon me. And then we go to All Japan Pro Wrestling's Evolution 5. So we kick it off with tag match with Atsuki Oyagi and Ryzen Hayato defeat All Japan Pro Wrestling TV 6-man tag champ Black Minorente and All Asian tag team champ Yoshitatsu via Sid Vicious 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Shushi Ishikawa versus Yama Inside ends a 10-minute time limit draw. They're both come back from injury, so they had a little exhibition match, which is a time limit draw. 6-woman tag match with Tsuki Gun, Mayo Osaki, Maya, Yukihiki, and Karayoko defeat Evolution Joshi Tsuns, Chi-Chi, and Sunny via Waito on Chi-Chi 13 minutes and 50 seconds. Tag match with Hokuto Amore and Yunariki Doi defeating Firme Abe and Ryu Anyway via running elbow 11 minutes and 36 seconds. Non-title match with the World Tag Champions Triple Crown Heavyweight Champion Yuma Oyagi and Kento Miyahira defeating Yuji Nagata and Roki Honda 17 minutes and 43 seconds via the Fool. In the main event, 6-man tag team match with Evolution, Suwama, Hikaru Sato, and Dan Tamura defeating Voodoo Murders, Jun Saito, Ray Saito, and Tsusato via Sleeper Hold on Tsusato 20 minutes and 24 seconds. So it's All Japan Pro Wrestling. And it will go to sorry, my internet's my notes are screwed up here. I do apologize. 1 sec there. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so we'll go to MLW's Never Say Never. They're starting to do these Fight Plus specials. So we'll kick it off with for the National Openweight Championship, the champion Jacob Fatu defeating Calvin Tankman, 9 minutes and 51 seconds to retain the title. Oh, excuse me. Winner takes all for the featherweight title and the WXW women's title. So the featherweight champion Demi Exo defeating the WXW women's champion Eva Everett. 6 minutes and 44 seconds. So Demi Exo retains the featherweight title, but also wins the WXW women's title. Tracy Williams defeated Timothy Thatcher by referee's decision, 8 minutes and 26 seconds. In a country whipping match, Mace Warren defeating Sam Adonis, 12 minutes and 37 seconds. In a fan brings the weapons match for the MLW World Tag Team titles, the champions are calling middleweight champion Akira and Ricky Shea Page, defeating the champion small SWAT team Juicy Finale and Lance Iniawe, 11 minutes and 18 seconds. And the main event for the World Heavyweight title, the 2023 Battle Royal winner Alex Kane defeating the champion Alex Hammerstone, 22 minutes and 28 seconds to win the title. So that was Major League Wrestling. And it will go to GCW Cleanup Man. So we had for the Fatal 4 match, we had Alex Price defeating Brogan Fenley, Dustin Waller, and Graham Reefer, 7 minutes and 5 seconds. 6-man tag team match with Wasted Youth, Dylan McKay, and Marcus Mathers. Who's teaming with Jimmy Lloyd defeating the SAT, Joe Maximo, Jose Maximo, and Will Maximo, 10 minutes and 42 seconds. In a triple threat match, John Wayne Murray defeating Colt Reddick, Effie, 8 minutes and 54 seconds. Non-title match, Charles Mason defeating Extreme Champion Joey Janela, 14 minutes and 12 seconds. For the GCW World title, Blake Christian, the champion, retains over Richard Holiday, 16 minutes and 20 seconds. In a triple threat tag team match, we had La Masao, Cyclone, Medio Extremo, defeating Waves and Cross, Jaden Brennan, and Trayvon Jordan, and Yokai, Janai, Kai, and Yoa, 10 minutes and 1 second. For the GCW tag team titles, East West Express, Jordan Oliver, and Nick Wink retains over Granky Loco and Jack Cartwheel, 16 minutes and 1 second. Utami Hayashisa defeating Bailey Starks, 10 minutes and 38 seconds. In the main event, Nick Gage defeating Psycho Clown, 18 minutes and 11 seconds. Honestly, out of this show, I just recommend checking out the GCW Tag Team title match. And It's just for Billy Starks, and also the G World. That's the three of top three. Actually, Nick Gage, that's the four I recommend checking out. So that was G. And then we'll go to Wrestling Revolver's Texas Toast. So we'll get on with Exodus Prime to be Rich Swann, 10 minutes and 16 seconds. Lance Archer defeating Matthew Palmer, 6 minutes and 59 seconds. Tommy Becker defeating Carly Wright in 9 minutes and 1 second. For the remix title, Alex Shelley retains over Zachary Wentz, 12 minutes and 3 seconds. Tag team match with ABC, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay, defeating Children of the Scorn, Gabe Waller, and Tommy Prince, 10 minutes and 24 seconds. And a Texas Street Fight, Ellie Catch defeating Sami Callihan, 16 minutes and 1 second. Keith Lee defeating Aaron Eagle in 11.5 minutes. In the main event, in a no ropes fight pit match, Mike Bailey defeating JD Griffey, 10 minutes and 35 seconds. So it's Wrestling Revolver. And it will go to West Coast Pros Cruel Summer. So we kick off with 6-man tag match, or 8-man tag matches. Sorry, my apologies. Jai Jewel, JT Throne, Cubes, and Sarah defeat Lights, Camera, and Faction. Action Braxton, Fresso, Ice Williams, and Watson, 8 minutes and 58 seconds. Robin Morrow defeating Kevin Blackwood, 10 minutes and 16 seconds. Tag match with Magna, Maria, and Roku Kawahara defeating Johnny Robbie and Nicole Savoy, 11 minutes and 40 seconds. Brian Keefe defeated Mo from DDT Pro Wrestling, 15 minutes and 55 seconds. Jeff Cobb defeating Alva So, 12 minutes and 5 seconds. 6-man tag match with Starboy Charlie and the Jetsars, Kevin Knight and Kushida defeating Adrian Quest and Los Salvios, Danny Rose and Ricky Gee, 14 minutes and 1 second. For the women's title, Mazel Slamovich retains over Trish Adora, 13 minutes and 6 seconds. In the main event for the West Coast Pro Heavyweight title, champion Tyson Alexander retains over Finny Mazzaro at 27 minutes. So that's West Coast Pro Wrestling. Then we go to Prestige Wrestling. They have their first of two nights of the Casita Wrestling Cup. So last night's show, July 8th, are all first round matches, and then on the July 9th shows, they have the quarterfinals semifinal, which I'll double Sunday show, I'll double on Fridays. So all the first rounds. So Cody Chong defeating Guillermo Rosas, Randy Mars defeating Draxel, Travis Miles defeating Amira, Dino Makabe defeating Irene Spencer. It was originally supposed to be Infectious Cash, but due to reasons, I forget what the reasons were. I do apologize. Cash couldn't make it the show, so Spencer's got put in there. So originally, Spencer's first was supposed to be a triple threat against Judas Egret and Ethan HD, but it got switched around. Anyway, Alan Angels defeating Sonigo, Jane defeating Chris Brady, Nicole Matthews defeating Lisa Hall, and Juice Akaris defeating Ethan HD. So the quarterfinals for that show, it's Alan Angels versus Randy Myers, Jaden versus Travis Williams, Dino Makabe versus Cody Chun, and Julius Akaris defeating Nicole Matthews. So that was Prestige Wrestling. And it will go to Big Japan Pro Wrestling's Fight As You Please. So we can go with Hiroshi Suzuki defeating Kazuma Yoshida via Boston Crab, 6 minutes and 36 seconds. Kankara Hashimoto defeating defeat Misaki Mahara via G-Shock, 6 minutes and 4 seconds. Tag match with Yuji Taniguchi and Yoki Yamamoto defeating the Harmon Brothers Shu and K by disqualification, 7 minutes and 29 seconds. Tag match with Yashifumi Naganyo and Demachi So defeating one half of the Big Japan Tag Team Champions Takao Nomura and Kota Shikifuda via Black Rain, 10 minutes and 38 seconds. 6-man tag match with Hearts of Fire World Strong Heavyweight Champion Yu Oyaki and Shihiro Iri, who's team with Dasaki Sakimoto defeating Okamai, 1/3 of the Yokohama Shopping Street 6-man tag team champion Hayashi Kamatani, who was teaming with Daiji Hashimoto and Katsuki Hashimoto for Kasiri Chop, 15 minutes and 2 seconds. And a tag team light tube match, deathmatch heavyweight champion Abdullah Kobashi and Ryo Ito defeating 2/3 of the Yokohama Shopping Street 6-man tag team champions Yuki Ishikawa and Kashmir Kitayuta via backslide, 11 minutes and 8 seconds. And the main event 6-man tag team action, we had World Strong Heavyweight Champion Yu Oyagi, Yoki Yamato, and Kota Shikifuda defeating the Brahman Brothers Shu and Kai and Kazuchika Yoshida via Kazuhiri Chop, 19 minutes and 1 second. And then we'll go to AEW's Collision. Nose of your Collision. There we go. So we kick it off with CM Punk. He makes his way down the ring. And he's like, fans for he actually got a good response. They were in Regina, Saskatchewan. He got a promo that has to be great live on Saturday night in Regina. He says he had a big match with Mojo and couldn't take up too much time. He says they're in Stampede Country. He labels match with Mojo as the biggest match of his career. He says it's not the finals. He's not overlooking Powerhouse Hobbs or Ricky Starks as he gets scars from his battles with Joe. He told the crowd he wanted to cheer for something bigger and got the crowd to chant for Owen Hart. He said if it wasn't for Owen Hart, him and the others in the locker might not be here. He walks over to the Owen Hart Cup. He's a hockey guy. Punk says he was touching the trophy not because he deserves it, because he'd rather earn it. The fans chanted for Punk. Close out that segment. By the way, they were originally supposed to have the Will Nigo Athena semifinal match of the Women's Owen Hart Cup, but Will was in Japan, so she got injured, so it got pushed back to next week's Rampage. So it went back to the Punk promo. Punk said he couldn't promise a victory, but he never beat Joe, and a lot of people says he never will. Punk said that win, lose, or draw, he will pour his aura and leave everything in the ring for himself, the fans, and Owen. And then the Collision theme song played again, so Punk kissed the cup and hit backstage. This promo actually wasn't too bad to kick off this week's Collision. And then Kevin Kelly sets a video package that includes clips of the past matches between Samoa Joe and CM Punk, with comments from both men. And then Punk said he felt to beat Joe. So speaking of the Owen Hart Cup, we go to the first of two semifinal matches. This is the men's. Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobbs. So Starks closes on his Hobbs over the top rope and then does his pose before Powerhouse Hobbs takes control and sends Starks crashing into the corner as Starks was holding his back as we go to picture in picture. When we come back from break, Hobbs through multiple closes at Starks in the corner. Then he hoists up on his shoulders and then climbs to the middle rope. Starks slips out and powerbombs Hobbs before countering him for a 2 count. Tries to go for it, Daniel DT slips on the ropes. And then Starks ran the ropes, but was tried by QT Marshall grabbing his foot. Hobbs put Starks with a spine buster. He had the official pin, but the referee was distracted as QT was on the apron. Starks runs Hobbs in the QT Marshall and he falls off the apron. And then Ricky Starks nails a spear on Hobbs to secure his spot in the finals of this year's Owen Hart Cup at 11 minutes and 9 seconds. Fun little opening match. I just went 6 out of 10. So Ricky Starks will meet the winner of CM Punk's Mojo on next week's Collision in the finals, which I'll get to later. Then after match, Starks celebrates at ringside, and then he leaves. Then QT enters the ring and tries to apologize to Hobbs, but Hobbs shoves into the mat. Aaron Solo tries to play Peacemaker, but Hobbs just takes him out with a spine buster. Harley Cameron enters the ring and kneels down in front of QT, who's banging off the ropes as Hobbs leaves. Thank God Hobbs is leaving QTV. Shouldn't be near him. But you knew this was happening. Then we had a pre-tape promo from Miro. He said no one can hurt the man who had nothing left of COVID. He said he could be tempted by a shiny belt, false god, or a double Jonah hot wife, double Lana. Miro says he sense the battle is coming, and it's the one we all been waiting for to close out that promo. I actually like this promo from Miro. And then we go to Tony Schiavone, who's still a World 9 Goat. She was medically unable to compete due to injury suffered in Japan. Like I told you in the opening of CM Punk promo. Then we see Athena show up and questions the legitimacy of the injury. Then she mocks for losing the New Japan Strong Women's title. Will said she will go win the tournament, go after Athena's title. Athena played the possibility of not being cleared for the rescheduled match on Rampage. Like I said during the opening of Punk's promo, they were supposed to match on Collision, but due to injuries, it got pushed back to this Friday on Rampage. Then we get a video package, Aaron the Blackpool Combat Club and versus the Elite Feud for their upcoming Blood and Guts match. And then Kevin Kelly said we'll take a closer look on the match this Wednesday on Dynamite. And then we'll go to our second match, House of Black, Julia Hart goes with Baby Hall. It was a quick match, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Julia wins with the Heartless Lock. Honestly, I give this one 2 out of 10. And speaking of House of Black, we see one third of the trio's champion Malachi Black of Video Airs. He spoke about stealing the mask of Andre El Idolo. Malachi says Andre doesn't have to come who he is, so he takes off the mask, who he has to wear his own to hide who he really is. He says he will teach Andre that he's better without the mask, and ever he's worn him. I cannot wait for this match, wherever we're getting it. And speaking of Andre Idolo, he was interviewed by Lexi Neer backstage. She asked what the mask meant to him. Andre says he's a businessman and questions Malachi thinks he hyped out his mask. He says he's not a coward like Malachi. He says the mask is about his family, culture, and all the Latino people. To close up that interview statement, I care for this match whenever we're getting it. And then we go to our third match of the show, a non-title match. AEW World Tag Champions FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler versus Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. So Bullet Club Gold win, they get a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles. So both teams brought inside the ring and threw punches for the first couple minutes of this match. Where FTR hit simultaneous suplexes, and then that sends Bullet Club Gold to the floor. FTR follows them as we go to pitcher and pitcher. When we come back for break, Cash Wheeler trying to go for a tag, but Juice Robinson sends Dax off the apron. Dax fights him up, but Wheeler was able to make the tag, so he clotheslines Juice back to the floor. Jay White sends Wheeler over the top of hitting into another pitcher and pitcher. When we come back from that pitcher and pitcher, Dax finally gets the hot tag, works over the Bullet Club Gold. He sends Juice into the floor and caught White with an inside cradle for a 2 count. Follows with 2 German suplexes on White, tries to go for a third, but Jay counters it. So Dax puts him down with a brainbuster for a 2 count of his own. Dax tries to do a move up the ropes, but Juice comes back, knocks Harwood down. Wheeler dumps Juice on the apron. Dax calls White up the ropes and then suplexes him. Wheeler falls with a top rope splash. Go for the cover for a 2 count. Dax makes a blind tag in a little bit later. FTR tries to hit White with the spike pile driver, but Juice goes for the cover sword, but Juice broke up the pin. Wheeler went after Juice, who sends Wheeler for the ropes to the floor. Jay tags in and got a near fall on Dax after he connects with a Regalplex. Jay puts Cash down with a Nagi slam, trying to do the same on Dax, but he counters with an arm drag. Dax hits a slingshot powerbomb for a close 2 count. Then he nails Jay with an uppercut for a 2 count, for another 2 count. Dax runs the rope, but Juice takes him down, and then he hits him with a leg lyric. Cash went after Juice, but White takes him out with a Blade Runner. So this leaves Dax and Jay alone in the ring. Both men trade elbows and chops before Juice tags in. Dax tried to fight Bullet Club Gold. He rose up Jay, but the referee didn't see it because Jay wasn't a legal man. So Juice nails Dax with the Juice is loose for the victory. Excuse me, at 28 minutes and 10 seconds. Wow, what an incredible match. I give this one 8 out of 10. I am a little surprised that World Tag Champs did lose, but I'm actually kind of glad in this case. So Bullet Club Gold, since they win, they'll get a shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles, which, well, since we're telling this, they had a promo later on the show, which it will be on next week's Collision at a 2 out of 3 falls match. Excuse me. And also Battle of the Belts is going to be right after Collision next week as well. So we get a field package that's Luchasaurus defending TNT title against Shawn Spears. And then we go backstage. Tony Schiavone interviews the champs FTR before they can speak. Bullet Club will show up, and Jay is gloating how to beat FTR in 2 matches now. Then they call for a 2 out of 3 falls match, and Dax accepts, which I talked about. But before we go to the main event, we got a Scorpio Sky versus Ash Andrade match. It's actually nice seeing Scorpio Sky, but I believe it's been a year now, or pretty close to a year since we last seen him. So Andrade sends Scorpio to the ringside and hit him with a Tope Suicida, sends him back in the ring and got put him down for a 2 count after hitting a standing Spanish fly. Andrade hits a series of kicks at a shotgun dropkick, tries to go for the top rope, but Sky holds his knees up. And then he countered a Sky move for a 2 count, but Sky comes back and nails the TKO for the victory at 7 minutes and 28 seconds. I give this one 6 out of 10. And then Sky leaves the ring after the match, but he comes back and helps Andrade up for the map. And we find out next week that we'll get the finals of both Owen Hart Cup tournaments and the 2 out of 3 falls match for AEW World Tag Team titles. And we go to our main event now, the other semifinal of the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament, CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. So the winner will meet Ricky Starks on this Saturday's Collision. Joe stored in the corner and jaws at Punk, but Punk smirks back at him. He ducks a kick from Joe, then ducks between her up smile. And then Punk ducks a chop from Joe, so they lock fingers. Joe puts him down on his knees, then powers but Punk powers up to his feet and kicks Joe. Tries to go for an early dive from the ropes, but Joe just walks away as Punk crash and burn. He went to work on Punk with chops and kicks. Joe throws a series of punches Punk, who end up on the mat, seated in the corner of the ring. Joe pulls him up to his feet, but Punk throws and chops at him. So he runs the ropes, but Joe knocks him with an elbow. Punk returns favor by catching Joe with an elbow of his own. Goes to the ropes, but Joe just knocks him to the floor with a chop as we go to pitcher and pitcher. When we get back from the pitcher and pitcher, Punk catches Joe with a leg clear, falls with a high knee in the corner, tries to go for a bulldog out of the corner, but Joe stops him and puts him in a weird naked choke. But Punk escapes by hitting a side suplex. And then Punk nails Joe with not one, not two, but three high knees in the corner, clotheslines him, and then goes to the top rope. But Punk hits a top elbow drop that only got a 2 count. Punk tries to go for the GTS. He has him on the shoulders, but Joe slips out and locks that crossface middle ring. In the middle of the ring, but Punk puts his foot on the bottom rope to break the hold. And then Joe hits a couple of Kawada kicks at Punk and then tries to go for a power, but Punk slips out, hits a GTS, but Joe avoids it and nails him with a power slam for a 2 count. Joe gets blasted with it from a CM Punk kick for a 2 count. Punk goes to the top rope, but he was cut off by Joe. He tries to hit the muscle buster, but Punk fights free, hits a neck breaker, tries to go for a GTS, but Joe escapes again, tries to go for a rear naked choke, but Punk counters into a roll up to score the victory at 15 minutes and 33 seconds. I actually really enjoyed this match. I just won 7 out of 10. And you kind of knew Punk was, as soon as they announced Punk was in the tournament, you knew he was winning. So he will meet Ricky Starks in the in the finals this Saturday on Collision. And after match, Joe stood in the ring, looks to the fans as they were cheering for Owen Hart. He offers Punk a handshake. Punk accepts it, but Joe lays him out with a cocaine clutch. Then he yells he's always better than Punk as Punk passed out. He goes to ringside, grabs a chair, but we see FTR runs out to make the save. Ricky Starks walks in and looks at Punk while Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly help up the finals to close up this week's Collision. Overall, actually, out of these 4 episodes, I probably say this is my favorite one so far. If I had to give it my favorite to least so far, I say episode 4 is probably my number 1. I say episode 1 be number 2. I'd probably say episode 2 be number 3, and then honestly, episode 3 was probably my least favorite one. But overall, for episode 4, I just won 7 out of 10. Only 2 matches I recommend checking out from this one will be the Bullet Club Gold vs FTR match and the Punk Joe match. That's the only 2 I recommend checking out. Excuse me. But that was AEW Collision. And now we will go to the Sunday, July 9th shows. That'll be today. So we will kick it off with Dragon Gate's King of Gate Night 3. So 8-man tag match with Natural Fighters, UT, Jackie Funk Kame, Big Boss Mojo, and Kazi defeat M3K, Masaki Mochizuki, Open to 20-gate champions Tomoshi Mochizuki and Yoshiki Kanda, and Mochizuki Jr. 9 minutes 29 seconds via Jackie Knife on Mochizuki Jr. First round match of the King of Gate. We had Takashi Yoshida defeat Prom Dragon 5 minutes and 24 seconds via Pineapple Bomber, sorry. So Takashi Yoshida will meet the Open Dragon Gate champion in the second round. 6-man tag match with the Dragons Ultimo and Dragon Kid team up with Jinky Horiguchi defeating Gold Classes Open Triangle Gate champion Meteor and BB Hulk. Huso Ryo Tanaka 7 minutes and 49 seconds. Another first round match, Yamato versus Don Fuji ends in a 15-minute time limit draw. So due to that, both men have been eliminated. So Dragon Dia, who was originally supposed to face one of these 2 men in the second round, gets a bye to the quarterfinals. So Dragon Dia is the first to move on to the quarterfinals. 6-man tag match with D Courage. We had D Courage defeating Seabrats' Open and Brave Gate champion Ijin, Highland Shunsgalker, eliminate. Oh, I'm sorry. Seabrats defeating D Courage, elements in 18 seconds. And in our first round match, we had Benkei, who was 1/3 of the Open. Sorry, I messed it up. Benkei defeating Kai 10 minutes and 46 seconds via spear. So Benkei will meet Open to 20 Gate champion Shimoshi Mochizuki in the second round. In the main event, in the battle of the Open Triangle Gate champions, Kota Minoura defeating Yuragi Doi 13 minutes and 5 seconds via Golden Rose. So Kota Minoura will meet Punch Tominaga in the second round. So our final first round matches will be on July 14th. But that is Dragon Gate. Then we go to Pro Wrestling Noah's Sunny Forge. This is day number 18. So we had High 69 defeating Daichi Osawa. Summit says with Terrence Rave. And then we had tag match with Yola and Yoshinori Ogawa defeating Super Crazy and Kai Fujima via figure 4, 12 minutes and 59 seconds. Tag match with Shuji Kondo and Shiki Yoshioka defeating Hydra Aura and Alejandro. 9 minutes and 9 seconds via Crash Travel on Alejandro. 8-man tag match with Real GC Tag Champ Sasha Huxley, Katsuhiko Fujita, Hideki Suzuki, and Shushi Taniguchi defeating the tough Masakimi and Yoshiki Inamura, hosting with Naomichi Mirufuji and Muhammad Yon. 13 minutes, 31 seconds via Neck Hang Bomb Muhammad Yon. Tag team match with Adam Brooks and Ninja Mac defeating Stallion Rogers, Deontay Leon, 10 minutes and 51 seconds with Ozzy Buzzer and Stallion Rogers. 8-man tag team match with Junior Richim Hayata, team of AXIC, Go Shosaki, and Katsuhiko Nakajima, and Ita defeating good-looking guys Jishi Heavyweight Jake Lee, Jack Morris, Yohei, and Tsuyosuke. 13 minutes and 37 seconds via PK and Yohei. Semi-main for the national title, the champion Alejandro David Wagner Jr. retains over Amakuska, 13 minutes and 2 seconds via Wagner Driver Special. In the main event, tag team match with Kyuta Kiyomiya and Keno defeating Minobu Soya and Daiki Emba, 22 minutes and 9 seconds via Transform Shine Wizard on Emba. So that was Pro Wrestling Noah. And we go to Big Japan's Pro Wrestling's in Hokuto, Japan. So we kick it off with Daichi Soy defeating Kazuki Hashimoto. 9 minutes and 1 second for Black Rain. Yuki Miyamoto defeating Kota Sekifuji via moonsault. 9 minutes 24 seconds. Tag team match we had one half of the Big Japan Tag Team Champs Dakota Nomura, hosting with Yuji Taniguchi, defeating the Brahman Brothers. 9 minutes and 55 seconds for Cross Armbar. Tag team match we had World Strong Heavyweight Champion Yuka Oge and Daisaki Sakimoto, defeating Yoshin Fujima, Nakahiro, and Daichi Hashimoto in 15 minutes via Diamond Elbow Drop. Anyway, Masa Yoshida losing to Hiroki Suzuki, 9 minutes 46 seconds via German Suplex. In the main for the Yokohama Shopping Street 6-man tag team titles in a board death match, the champions Yuki Ishikawa, Hayashi Kamatani, and Kazuchika Kitaoka defeating the challengers deathmatch heavyweight champ Adila Kakabashi. Right, Ito and Kengoro Hashino, 15 minutes and 8 seconds with the last race effect on Hashino to retain the titles. And then we'll go to to close out this week's show, ladies and gentlemen, we will end with Stardom in Korakuen Hall. So we had triple threat match. We had Fuki and Def defeating Ram Kachao and Hina, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. May Sarah defeating Mobile Congo, 5 minutes and 44 seconds being Modified Dragon Sleeper. 6-woman tag team match. We had Oitai's Natsuhiko Tomomo and Iruka defeating Queen Quest Asumi, Maya Amasaki, and Lady C via Freezer Bomb on Amasaki, 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Tag team match, we had FWC Hazuki and Kagwa defeating Rain Gore, Hina, and Saida, 8 minutes 55 seconds via Diamond Body Press on Saida. 2/3 of the others are Star champions, Don Romando's May Sakura and Tekla defeating Nene Takahashi and Hanago, 8 minutes and 49 seconds via Diamond Elbow Drop. Tag team match we had God's Eyes High Speed Champion Saki Kashima and Ami Sori defeating Oitai's New Blood Tag Champ Starlight and Future Star Champ Arena, 8 minutes and 49 seconds via my Emblem Arena. Semi-main event 6-woman tag team match we had Cosmic Angels Natsupoi, Sori Inu, and Yuna Misamori defeating Club Phoenix Scott Star Champ Miyashiro Kawa and Mirai May, team of Waka Tateyama, 10 minutes and 29 seconds via the fair real gift on Waka. In the main event, in a Generation Struggle elimination match, World Star Champ Tam Nakano, IWGP Women's Champion Lana Tani, Irish Star and New Japan Strong Women's Champion Julia, whose team was Siri, defeating Sama Kamatani, Maika, Wonder Star Champion Mirai, and Suzuki, 28 minutes, 7 seconds via Gano Sue clutch on Micah to get the win for her team. The relation that is the show for this week. I'm your host, Ethan Black. I'll be back on Friday to hold the second night of the Prestige Wrestling Quesadilla Cup and along the shows from Monday through Thursday. Have a good week, guys, and stay safe.